In the quiet stillness of early morning, when the world is asleep, Marcus Aurelius rises. The emperor of Rome, a man with vast power and responsibility, faces the same challenge as any other: how to master himself. We often think of self-discipline as an external force, something you apply to others, or perhaps something that you impose upon yourself through sheer willpower. But Marcus understood something profound. Self-discipline is not just about controlling external circumstances, but about controlling your own reactions, desires, and impulses. Self-discipline begins with the realization that you cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. Marcus would begin each day by reminding himself of this core truth. His daily meditations often consisted of simple, yet powerful affirmations. Today, I will meet criticism with patience. Today, I will meet desire with restraint. As the day unfolds, distractions and temptations arise, but Marcus never loses sight of his ultimate goals: self-mastery. He was a man of action, but first, he was a man of reflection. Before stepping into the world, he had already prepared his mind. Marcus Aurelius did not simply try to be self-disciplined. He embodied self-discipline through his constant reflection. Each night, after the day's duties had been completed, he would retire to his private chambers. There alone, he would reflect on his actions and thoughts throughout the day. His writings, which have become the meditations, were born from these reflections. He would write down his thoughts, not for anyone else to read, but to remind himself of his purpose. These meditations were a form of self-discipline in and of themselves. He asked questions like, did I act with integrity today? Was I consumed by passions that led me away from my true purpose? How can I improve tomorrow? Marcus often noted how easy it is to fall into the trap of self-indulgence, the temptation of immediate pleasure, the urge to react with anger or frustration. These things are as common to him as they are to any of us. Yet, through these reflections, he became keenly aware of the choices before him. Self-discipline is about making the right choices, not necessarily the easy ones. And for Marcus, making those choices required awareness and mindfulness. He believed that without constant self-examination, a person could easily fall into the habit of acting impulsively or reacting emotionally. It is only through discipline and reflection that you can see beyond immediate gratification and focus on what truly matters. As emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius faced immense challenges. He dealt with the pressures of leadership, constant warfare, political intrigue, and personal loss. Yet, despite these external circumstances, he remained a model of self-discipline. He knew that the world would not always align with his desires or expectations, but that didn't mean he had to react negatively to it. In his meditations, Marcus writes extensively about the importance of accepting the things that are beyond your control. External events, whether they are the actions of others or the circumstances of your life, are not up to you. What you can control, however, is your attitude and response. One of the most important Stoic principles that Marcus Aurelius embraced is the idea of amor fati, or the love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens to you, good or bad, as part of your journey. Rather than resist challenges, Marcus viewed them as opportunities for growth. He used each adversity to build his inner strength, to practice patience, and to reinforce his resolve. Self-discipline is not just about avoiding indulgence. It's about maintaining inner peace and focus, even in the midst of chaos. Marcus understood that adversity was inevitable, but how he responded to it was entirely within his control. His self-discipline was his shield against the world's storms. One of the key elements of Marcus Aurelius's self-discipline was his sense of purpose. He didn't see his daily tasks as mere obligations. They were opportunities to align his actions with his deeper values. Whether overseeing the affairs of the Roman Empire or simply going about his personal life, Marcus always sought to act in accordance with nature and reason. For Marcus, living a life of discipline wasn't about creating arbitrary rules or restricting enjoyment. It was about aligning himself with the principles of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Every action he took was meant to contribute to the flourishing of these virtues. Ask yourself, what is your purpose? Are your actions today aligned with that purpose? Discipline comes easily when you have a clear sense of why you are doing what you are doing. Without purpose, discipline feels like a struggle, an endless series of restrictions and prohibitions. But when you connect your actions to a greater purpose, self-discipline becomes a natural extension of your values. Self-control. In the face of temptation, Marcus Aurelius understood that one of the most difficult aspects of self-discipline is resisting temptation. Temptation, whether it's the allure of excess, the desire for praise, or the need to control others, can easily divert you from your true path. To combat these distractions, Marcus would often remind himself of the fleeting nature of pleasure. In his meditations, he would write, "Nothing lasts forever. The pleasures you seek now will pass. Only virtue remains." This was his key to self-control. He saw that every moment of indulgence was a step away from his true goals. When tempted, Marcus would ask himself, is this truly in line with my values? Will this bring me closer to the person I want to become? By applying this simple question, he created a powerful filter for his actions. Self-discipline is not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about prioritizing what is more important. The discipline comes when you choose long-term fulfillment over fleeting pleasure. It's about knowing that the rewards of self-control, inner peace, wisdom, and fulfillment are far more valuable than the momentary satisfaction of indulgence. The role of routine and consistency. Another critical aspect of Marcus Aurelius's self-discipline was his commitment to routine and consistency. He didn't rely on motivation alone. He relied on the power of habit. Day after day, he would wake up early, engage in his personal reflections, and prepare himself for the tasks ahead. In the Stoic tradition, routine isn't about rigidly adhering to a schedule for the sake of it. Instead, it's about creating structure in your life that supports your values. Marcus's routine was designed to reinforce his commitment to self-discipline, helping him maintain focus and inner peace, even on the busiest days. By practicing discipline consistently, Marcus ensured that he would act in accordance with virtue, even when the external world was pulling him in different directions. His daily routine wasn't a set of external restrictions. It was a way to cultivate inner freedom. Discipline in relationships. Discipline also played a central role in Marcus Aurelius's relationships with others. As an emperor, he dealt with a variety of personalities, from political allies to adversaries. But through it all, he remained composed and consistent in his interactions, rather than reacting to the moods and actions of others. Marcus focused on controlling his own behavior. When faced with criticism or disrespect, he reminded himself that the only thing he could control was his response. He did not allow the behavior of others to disturb his inner peace. Self-discipline in relationships is about not allowing the behavior of others to dictate your own emotional state. When someone is rude or unkind, your response is your choice. It's about maintaining your own integrity and focus, regardless of external circumstances. The end of the day, reflection and renewal as the day drew to a close. Marcus Aurelius would return to his chambers and review his actions. He would reflect on what he had done well and where he could improve. He would ask himself, was I just today? Was I wise today? Was I patient today? This constant cycle of reflection and renewal was the bedrock of his self-discipline. By reviewing his actions, Marcus kept himself accountable. He didn't let mistakes go unnoticed, but he also didn't dwell on them. Instead, he used them as opportunities for growth. Self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about constant improvement. It's about learning from your mistakes and always striving to align your actions with your highest values. Conclusion: a life of self-mastering. Marcus Aurelius's life is a testament to the power of self-discipline. Through constant reflection, purposeful action, and the cultivation of virtue, he was able to maintain focus, inner peace, and resilience in the face of adversity. To build self-discipline, you must begin with awareness. You must reflect on your actions, control your impulses, and commit to living in accordance with your deepest values. Self-discipline is not a burden. It is a path to freedom. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By mastering yourself, you unlock the greatest form of freedom, freedom that comes from within.